It's a nice sunny September morning here. Thought we'd share with you a little bit more of perspective on how to motivate our kids for school. I learned an interesting thing when our kids got old enough to start going to school, something about the Russian culture, something you probably already knew or know, but something I didn't understand at the time. If a child gets all fives, we call them here what in Russia? We call them a lichnik, or a straight A student. Or if they get all fives and 1 4, we call them an udarnik, or a B student. Or if they get all fives like 1C or 1 3, then we call them a troishnik, a C student. What's highlighted in each of these things? Well, it's highlighted, it's emphasized the lowest grade. We put a label on our children that they're equal to the lowest grade that they receive. Is this motivating, or is there a better way?
Many parents and teachers try to motivate their children by shaming them, noticing their mistakes. It doesn't really help. Think about it yourself. If your boss would criticize you regularly for the work that you do, what would you want to do? How would you feel in a while? You would want to quit. You would not want to work harder. And the same thing happens with our children when we criticize them. And they can't really quit physically, so they just check out emotionally. They can have thoughts like, I tried really hard, I did my best, but Dad was not happy. Or I got a 5 in Russian and in physics, but all Mom noticed in my dnevnik was a 3 in math. No matter how hard I try, they're always criticizing. I'm not good enough. Why even try?
Maybe a better approach would be, not even maybe, I'm sure a better approach would be, is first of all, express your unconditional love for your child. Say things like, you're my favorite child, or if you have a few children, you're my favorite oldest child, or youngest, or middle child, or favorite big girl, or small boy. Praise them regularly so that they know that you love them. When you talk about schoolwork, first focus on the effort that they extend. If they're putting out good effort, but the grades aren't quite there, don't worry about it. If they need to work on their effort, talk about that. When you do get to talking about the grades, start where? What do we usually do? We usually start at the bottom and never even get to the good grades. Start with the good grades. Ask your child, well, how'd you get a 5 in this or a 4 in this? Before we were just really having a trouble in physics, but you moved it up. Or you moved from a 4 in Russian, you moved it up to a 5. How did you do this? And let them explain and be proud and brag about their good grades. And then after all of that, you can talk about the more difficult subjects for them, the worst grades. You can try to motivate them by shaming them. It'll work for the short term, but it won't work in a good way. Instead, encourage them and express that unconditional love. The Bible says in 1 Thessalonians 5:11, says, encourage one another and build each other up. That is what we should be doing as parents in regard to our children. Thanks.